Hypocrisy.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Lawsplaining the Interwebs. I am your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. Important to note because idiotic minds don't know. This show is wholly owned and operated by Rekieta Media, LLC, located in Texas, as it has been for about 3.5 years. I guess some people have no idea. I hope you guys are doing really well today. Hope you guys are having fun. Yeah, I mean, I'm here. I'm here. We're all here. What do we got today? Well, we've got the Alec Murdaugh verdict, and no one should be surprised by the actual verdict. I said during closing arguments for the prosecution, of course, I missed closing arguments for the defense. Didn't really matter. They said I'd still give him easily like a 60% chance of getting convicted. I don't think he should have been convicted based on the case, but juries aren't always about cases. Now, are they? So we're going to be talking about the Alec Murdaugh guilty verdict out of South Carolina. But we'll be talking about that. And then we're going to go through Montegraph's response to my motion. And we'll talk about some other stuff as well. This man is not sober. I am sober as a peach, man. I have not had a single drink today. But, and it's a big but, we are going with a new Field of Greens mixture. This is 14 ounces of water. I'll add Field of Greens, and I will add 2 ounces of Alamo vodka. That's what we're going to drink in just a little bit. This show will be sponsored by Field of Greens on liquor. So we're going to do that in just a little bit. We'll try that out and see how it goes. I've heard it's good. I don't know if it's going to be. It could be absolutely atrocious. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to... We've got some other liquor here. I've got this bottle to open up. This is a Smoke Wagon. This is a Las Vegas liquor. Bourbon whiskey from Las Vegas, and it says it's straight, but it is 57% alcohol. And if I'm not mistaken, I had this on my first appearance of the Elijah Schaefer Sydney Watson show, You Are Here. Hey, what's up, Helena? How you doing? I had that on my first appearance there, and I drank quite a bit of it, and it was quite good. But now, I'm gonna try it at home. This is uncut and unfiltered. This is a Gentile whiskey because it is uncut. So we'll have some of that. And I did buy a whiskey before I left for Vegas that I haven't tried yet. Might try it too. It's Why? Glenmorangie, A Tale of the Forest. This is a Highland single malt Scotch whiskey that is supposed to crafted from barley kilned with woodland botanicals. It's either going to taste good or taste like shit. Sometimes these kind of gimmicky whiskeys from major distilleries are really good when they combine stuff that you don't expect. Sometimes they're fucking awful. So we're gonna have that as well. But the reason I'm drinking the Smoke Wagon from the You Are Here show is because tomorrow, it actually has nothing to do with it. It's just a transition, like all the kids are doing these days. Tomorrow at 1 p.m., I'm going to record a show with Sarah Gonzalez of the Blaze Media. So that'll be fun. Looking forward to that. I've never actually been on screen with Sarah. I think I've only briefly interacted with her on Twitter, but I like her. I like the one time she went on a Twitter tear trying to get banned. It was awesome. And I mean, she just was saying the most hilarious based stuff you could find, just like trying to get progressively further and further into it. So we'll do a show with her tomorrow at 1 p.m. I'm going to kind of give some previews. Obviously, tomorrow night is Friday night. It'll be me and Kim, my boy Camelot, and we'll try and find some other people to bring on to that show. I haven't decided who yet, but always looking forward to my Friday live streams, the sort of fuck it Friday idea. I've been invited onto Legal Vices. I don't know if I can actually get onto his show tomorrow, but if I can, if it fits the schedule, I'll do that. What else? What else is going on? Oh, I'm going to be on with Legal Mindset on Wednesday of next week, which I've been looking forward to hanging out with Legal Mindset for a while. It's been way too fucking long. People are like, "Oh, you and Andrew have a falling out." It's like, well, no, I hope not. So we'll be on with Legal Mindset on Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central Time. That's going to be there. I know some of you guys, there's a very polarizing guest during the Alec Murdaugh trial, but I happened to love her. I thought she was awesome and fun and charming. And I'm going to bring her back sometime next week when schedule fits for both of us. Charlie Pierce, the Dutch attorney. And I think she has a little bit of a different take on the Alec Murdaugh motive question than I do. And I'm really interested to hear what she's got, because that'll be fun. Plus, it'll be a good opportunity to hang out with Charlie and maybe get to know her outside of one of the trial streams a little bit. So that'll be fun time. We're going to do that at some point. And then what else? See, I see Drunken Charlie is the best, and I see No Please right next to each other. God, it's perfect. Oh, it's the best guests. The best guests. So we'll have a show with her. And you know what? I think in a different setting, people might actually warm up to her a little bit. But we'll see. Because I think she's cool. I think she's very cool. What else? So many things to do. Tonight we're going to be going through, like I said, the Murdaugh verdict first, but then Montegraph's response to my motion. Now, this is filed a couple days ago, and actually, I think it was filed like right as I was leaving for Vegas. So I think it was filed on Tuesday or something like that. Jessica Reloaded says, false. I am the best guest. Well, maybe we'll have to have you on, Jessica. Maybe we'll have to have you on at some point here. My man, Joe, such a homie. He held down the verdict today. I hope you guys checked out the verdict on his channel. I was not able to stream at all today. I woke up, I felt terrible. My stomach was a wreck. And then I had to get ready to teach, and I had to drive in early because of some scheduling stuff that we weren't able to resolve. So I would not have been able to stream the closing argument is all. And then when the verdict came down, I was busy again. So it just was not in the cards for me to be on, but I saw Joe and Bronca and Gosney had that motherfucker held down, and it was very cool to see. And he had a pretty big stream, so I'm really happy that was going on. That you guys had someone to watch it with. Unfortunately, it was not me. I wish it was. What part of the Constitution did I teach today? Today was the 5th and 6th Amendments, and very critical, obviously, to teach the 5th and 6th Amendment to high school kids who, might end up on the literally are right on the cusp of ending up on the wrong side of a police encounter at some point, even if it's just something simple like driving to school or work or college, whatever they end up doing. There's very high possibility they'll get pulled over, or they'll get into a little bit of a fender bender or something like that. And not talking to the police is very critical, of course. So we got that. We got, I know what I want to talk about, and I'm just really debating if I should talk about it because it involves my case. We got something so fucking stupid happened today. So stupid that I just can't believe it keeps going on. I can't believe that it keeps going on. So yesterday, remember Montegraph? I showed that because his lawyer had said that I probably had his Illinois address. It's a grand irony that I had it because I'm sending my people to harass him because he sent the ethics complaint against me, right? We remember this? I hope we remember. So I showed it. I showed that he used his Colorado address. That's what he did. Use a Colorado address to, put that Colorado address up. And I was like, haha, idiot. But it wasn't a residential address. I did say that. It's a commercial mailing place called Pack Mail. Today, Montegraph went ahead and contacted Rumble to take down his private Colorado address information. Just go ahead and keep asserting the protections for the state of Colorado address, Montegraph. Just keep doing it, I guess. Okay. I mean, if you want to. So that's very funny. That's very funny to me. Good job, Monty. Tell me more about how you're not in Colorado. Or just keep telling the court you're not there. Or just do that, I guess. Just keep asserting that that you're not there. That's good. Fucking dummy. Oh my gosh. I can't. I just. I can't believe it would do that. A very, very dumb thing to do. So that happened today. That was kind of a it's not something that you'll find in a filing or anything at this point. But it, of course, it always may become relevant at some point. I don't know. Who knows? So that happened today as well. I believe Tennessee passed a law, or at least partially passed a law, making it illegal to bring kids to drag shows. So that's kind of interesting. Kind of fucking, a whole thing. But so we might talk about that a little bit. But this is probably going to cover up the whole show. I would think. I think that's going to happen. So that's what's going on. But we're going to go through his response to my motion, which will include his affidavit. Those are things that I have not actually done yet. I have not gone through his response, and I have not gone through his affidavit. I've only gone through David Schneider's stuff because David Schneider of Schneider Madsen Law Group in Wilmer, Minnesota, is the guy who is lying or misrepresenting to the court the issues in the case, which is just great of him to do. So, that was my focus before, but now I got to laugh at Monty. Now I got to laugh at Monty for his own stuff. So we'll do that. Let's hit the early super chats, and then we'll get there. Then we'll get into this thing over on Rumble. By the way, Rumble rants are here and appreciated and read in the same order as YouTube rants or YouTube chats, just so people know that. Sorano Guardius says, "Hey Nick, hey, I have a school bully up to his old tricks. Funny watching him curb his language after 18 years so he can continue to slide into the Facebook DMs of single mothers. How sad." What? Who is that? Is it me? That would be awesome. I don't think so, though. I only talk to married mothers. No, that's pretty weird. I guess. Let's see, after 18 years. So you must have graduated in 2005 or something like that. That's pretty cool. Your mental illness says, "How do I ask the judge to give my pedo brother a max sentence without my brother finding out that I did so?" There's no way to do it, man. No way to do that. There's no way to, there's just like, you have a Sixth Amendment right to confront your accusers. So if someone's going to have an impact on that, you have to either do it at the sentencing hearing or you have to do it through a letter. But that letter will be part of the record. Hydro PX says, "Keep that kind of shit to yourself." I don't know what kind of shit. Do you mean like the lawsuit stuff, or do you mean the joke about mothers? Because I only talk about married mothers because I only talk to my wife. That was the joke. That was a joke. Kiwi Kel says, "This verdict terrifies me. I don't know if I'm more afraid of prosecutors out for a win at any cost or the collective lynch mob salivating over their manipulated view of the facts. They were out for blood." Yes, they were. And it should terrify you. Oh, his brother being a pedo. Oh, okay. That's what. So you wanted that guy to keep that shit to yourself. Well, it sounds like, I mean, he wants that guy to pay his due to society. Chris D says, "Since I have ADHD, I put in my application with the ADA. Sadly, Nikki told me there are a massive number of applications for you, and I don't know if I'm going to make it." Good luck. Hyper Shouta says, "Can I get a birthday toast from my dear friend Pipkin Pippa?" Of course. Of course. Let's do it with this smoke wagon. I've been waiting to crack into this since I got it. The locals chats are also read in the same order as the other chats, guys. Actually, a lot of times I'll read locals chats before at lower amounts because I appreciate my locals peoples. All right. A cheers to Pipkin Pippa, the only VTuber pink rabbit that anyone needs to follow or listen to. Base and red-pilled Pipkin Pippa, the destroyer of VTuber virginity. The one to bring to pass all of the lulls, all of the kecks, and all of the lamaus that are necessary. Pipkin, to another year. May you continue to grow and succeed. Cheers, lady. All right. That's a good whiskey. That's a good whiskey. I love that. Nexus says, I'm going to call Daddy Jim and tell him that you ban people from locals just for posting a fun dancing blob. How dare you? I'll have you know I've been a part of many a Discord raids and a permaban from Kiwi Farms. Of that, I have no doubt. No doubt. No, welcome to Paralegal. Charlene Welch, welcome to Paralegal as well. Squizgar says, do you think the defense's biggest mistake was admitting to the lie about the kennels or not requesting a change of venue? I don't know that they had much of a chance. Venue change then, I guess, is the best. I just don't think they could get a fair trial in that county. And I would have argued he's a former solicitor and he has so many ties, deep ties to every family in that county through his law practice on one side or the other, that he just can't get a fair trial there. And not with that judge. Mike the Dad Crosby, if you're drinking, this is for a shot for my property inspection tomorrow. Buying my Murdaugh estate just southeast of Austin, Texas, and leaving Minnesota. If you aren't, screw it. I will grin. Mike, I'm so fucking jealous. I'm so jealous. Cheers, brother. I wish I was moving to Texas. Chris, I heard Joe had to send Kurt to bed tonight so he didn't die as he would not stop drinking. But wasn't that Brandon Lesko who paid him for all of the drinky drinks? God, I don't like those like get paid to drink streams. They're really tough. Really fucking tough to do. Whew. Nexus says, I demand Blobby or I'm finna go I don't like being censured because someone fakes a seizure. How can you not control your body but are able to spam chat by Control V? Tell that baby man to grow up. Shame on you, Rackets. Yeah, we'll talk, brother. We'll talk. He also says, I'll just keep making new locals accounts, Nicky Rackets. And then he says, no better than Kurt Eichenwald. Give me my blobbies. Yeah. Why don't you email me, dude? Let's talk about it. He also says, free the blob. Mark Freeman. Hey, Juki, thank you for being a paralegal. Mark Freeman says, when are we going to get the RLNN, Ricada Law News Network? You and Logic make a great pair, and the regular panel members are excellent. Been a sub since Rittenhouse and have been addicted since. Take a shot of military special on me. I'm not taking a shot of military special. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Oh, I love the slow one. Joseph Schmoseph, that one's great. That's perfect. I see the question on the appeal. We'll get to that. But I'll take a sip of Smoke Wagon here. I got a lot of liquor to drink tonight, so. Real men drink Malort? Oh, God. No, they don't. Malort is so fucking gross. Please have Owen Benjamin on. It would be a great stream. Maybe. No, Joseph, I love that blobby. It's beautiful. Amazing Wireless 2 says, I can't figure out who has more brains left, Paul Murdaugh or Monty. Megan Halligan, hi, Nick. I DM'd you on Twitter asking you to share a GoFundMe for my stepson Bailey that passed away. Fuck, it's been a few weeks. I wanted to remind you anything helps and I appreciate all you do. Okay, Megan, can you please DM me, like refresh the DM on Twitter right now so that I know where it is. I'll go grab it. I apologize for not getting to it sooner, but send me another DM. Fuck is going on here? Hold on. Okay. Okay, sorry. There we go. There it is. Wait, I shared this. I did share this, but I'll share it again. We'll share this. So this is from Megan Halligan. And this is Publishing Bailey's art book. So real quick, you can check this out. Publishing Bailey's art book. Bailey McCann unexpectedly passed away on January 8th. He's 24 years old and had a whole life ahead of him. Huge inspiration to many people in his life. He was not only was he compassionate human, but he expressed his pain through art. Very talented, created many beautiful pieces. He enjoyed ink drawings and crayons the most towards the end of his life. You can check out his work at #mob on Instagram. There are many pieces of art that haven't been shown, and I'm looking to raise money to publish a book of his art and showcase in a gallery. Bailey will be deeply missed, and we love him so much. So here you go, guys. Here's the GoFundMe. I'm going to send it in the chat a couple times. And you guys can check that out. Look, if you feel like supporting the GoFundMe page, please do. Check that out, and maybe you can make something happen. Also, remind me tomorrow, Megan, please remind me tomorrow. I think I may have some contacts who may be able to help in a different way. That would be, I know several artists, and maybe I know someone who could help out with that, but I'd be glad to do so. Next, it says, don't ban me for locals being an awfully coded, barely functioning grift machine. How dare you do this? I wouldn't care if the site worked as intended, but it's like buying a mail order bride, but she has the slows like JF's girl. Listen, locals is good, and my girl is, doing cognitive fine. She's very fast. Okay, so I need you to come down with the super chats. They're very good. I appreciate them, but I need you to not insult locals or my potato that I am dating. All right. Yeah. But my email, because I saw you ask, is ricadalaw@ricada.org. ricadalaw@ricada.org. Talk to me on there, and we'll get this figured out. We will. Okay, here we go. Jenny LJ says, thanks for the stream. Hey, thank you, Jenny. Anonymous says, Ricada X VTuber crossover fandom is fascinating. Nexus says, sorry, I didn't even spam the blobby sad. Alba A says, please raise a glass for my dad's birthday. Would have been 57. The best of dads and a good friend of mine. He died 3.5 years ago. I miss having him around. Yeah, of course. Alba A, to the birthday of your dad's memory, of your dad's impact, and of your dad's legacy. The strong men in our lives are important. The dads in our lives are critical. Losing one is every son's nightmare and every daughter's tragedy. And the pain of that loss doesn't fade, does it? So a cheers to you, and a cheers to that tragedy, a cheers to that nightmare, because the fear of loss was only brought about by the gain of have. And what you had was wonderful until it was gone. But you keep, or I should say until he was gone, but you get to keep that piece of him with you for the rest of your life. Let it grow, let it foster, and let it guide you. Cheers. All right. Daniel says to whoever gifted me a membership, cheers and thanks you. Nexus says seizure emote. He also says, also, where's your email and where's my Discord access? I pay for that shit. Let me lurk in your den of pay pigs. Yeah, absolutely. That's why I said email me. Again, Ricada Law at Ricada.org, and we'll get you squared away. Real Az says, AZ says, for fuck's sake, Nick, it's AZ, not as. You're the best. Nexus also says, I already found the guy that coded locals, by the way. It's not hard to find. Cool. Ryan Acorn says, I get you in the panel a few rounds of smoke wagon at the event and the cheap stuff. Best event you had, by the way. You have it at home and it's the good stuff. Lol. It was a great show. Dude, I like the smoke wagon at the show too. I like the smoke wagon at the show too. This one's really fucking good. It's like 60% liquor, which makes it really dangerous. So that's a lot of fun. Holy cats. It's taken us a bit to get into the show, but here we are. Complete Random says, seriously, Nick, what do you think about the idea that Murdaugh's great grandfather owned the judge's grandfather? I don't know. Is that confirmed that he owned him, or is it confirmed that he could have owned him? Either way, I mean, I think that raises prejudice questions. I think the judge's son being involved in financial crimes or killed or something really recently raises questions too. And I think Murdaugh's likely having worked before that judge before raises problems as well. I think there are just issues with the venue. But someone also said that he wanted that venue. So maybe that's on him. Either way, whether he wanted the venue or not, not saying it's an injustice that he had it. Someone asked, what was the bigger mistake? Not getting a change of venue or having him admit to the lie? I don't think admitting to the lie in and of itself is a problem. I think maybe he should have blamed it on the fact that he's on opiates, the fact that he's stressed out and traumatic, and that he just found his kids dead. That his wife and kid dead. That's what I would have thought would have been the better thing to do there. That's just what I think personally. All right. So with that, let's get into this verdict a little bit. And by the way, please hit that like button, the thumbs up, YouTube and Rumble. I haven't really been asking for people to hit the likes, but it really does help the show. It's a way to contribute to the show without paying anything, and I appreciate it immensely. On Rumble especially, it pumps the show up the leaderboard every day, and I love that. It really helps get exposure that otherwise may not be there. And we know that I love exposing myself. So please do that. On YouTube, of course, it helps with any engagement, helps with the algorithm. Thumbs up being a big one of those as well. Tara Rayner says, what are your thoughts on SLED interviewing the juror who happened to be a not guilty? Press conference with the cast and crew of a large theatrical production tells me all I need to know about this case, not justice. Yeah. So I don't know about this. I'm just now hearing about this. No. Egalitarian, you didn't do this. Oh, we'll save this one. We'll talk about this in a minute. Oh no. Why would you do this? Sorry. I'm just hearing about the juror that was dismissed. Apparently that was the not guilty holdout juror. Now, we say it's a not guilty holdout juror. When were they dismissed and why were they dismissed? Why was that? That's the real question. They were dismissed today. Is that so? Is that the person who left the eggs because SLED talked to them? Wait, so it was the very SLED agents that testified in the trial that conducted the juror interview. Wait, why did they interview her? Okay. All right. Because they discussed the case with people, huh? Hmm. Well, very interesting. Ow. Oh, my leg just popped. She supposedly talked to a couple people. Can't do it as a juror. They all do. They just don't admit it most of the time. I don't know, man. You never know what's actually going on, and you never know. I mean, they may have been not guilty, but here's the thing. In the jury room, individual jurors holding out usually does not last. Most people are not like you and I. Most people out there will fold under pressure in a group of 12. Individual holdout jurors will fold most of the time because they want to go home, because there's people staring at them, because they're saying, well, I mean, how could you believe this? And they just pile on and pile on and pile on because their position is right. Now, if you're an asshole like me, you're going to be stalwart in your opinion because you believe the other people are frankly fucking idiotic. That's just how I live. And I assume many of you are the same way, which is why you stick around the show, because you think I'm frankly fucking idiotic, but you want to hear what I have to say so you can disagree with it. Perfectly valid. That's what I do when I talk to myself. But most people will cave. So whether or not they would have remained a holdout is a different question. But I don't know, man. There's a lot in this case that I think was problematic. And I think a lot of it involves SLED. Some of it involves the judges, and a lot of it involves the judge, and a lot of it involves the prosecutors. Rosalind Duke says, just discovered I'm going blind. I love your show. So as long as I can laugh them all in, thank you for all the tea. Well, you'll get a few less laughs as you go blind because you'll stop seeing me and I look like a fucking dummy most of the time. But hopefully the few jokes that I do tell will still land from on occasion and make you kind of smile. And Master Lions as a super lawyer sent a drink emoji. Thank you. Well, let's finish talking about this trial real quick, because it barely even started. In this trial, I did not see a case put together by the prosecutors that led to the conclusion of guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. I just didn't. I don't know what else to say. I just did not find it. I didn't see it anywhere. I don't see how that could have possibly happened. To me, from what I watched, and critically, I watched the prosecution's case. The stuff I didn't get to see was mostly the defense's case, which would have been rebutting the prosecution. I never saw the state actually make the case beyond a reasonable doubt that he committed the murders. I saw a big case about financial crimes, and I'm very, very convinced that he committed all sorts of financial crimes. And that's a separate trial that he can deal with. I saw a whole bunch about how, or a little bit, I guess, about how he was going to have himself killed 6 months later. I saw how he cheated people. I saw how he manipulated people. I heard about how, as a lawyer, he extracted more people than whatever value should have been extracted. I saw that a whole bunch of stuff involving him seemed very suspect, shifty. I heard that he's a drug addict. But I heard most critically to me, he's a loving father and a loving husband. And so then I go, okay, why does he kill his wife and kid? And the best thing I got from the state is that his financial house of cards is collapsing. And that because of that, if he just murders his wife and kid, he'll be more sympathetic in a civil case. And he'll get a little bit of an extension on some discovery motions. But that begs the question of, why did he think he would get away with the murder? How did he execute it so almost perfectly that SLED, the worst investigative team, as we saw in the evidence, couldn't crack the case? Like, how did he know they would be that bad? But they did crack it, though. It was executed so well. Their investigation was terrible, yet they still got the guy. I don't know. So much of it was conflicting. And the questions that I still have are, you don't have a murder weapon at all. You have 2 guns, which doesn't make sense. As a conventional way of killing people, it doesn't make sense. You can't put him at the scene of the murder at the time of the murder. In fact, you can't even tell me the time of the murder. You've got no witnesses. You've got no one who noticed him acting erratically. You've got no frantic calls to 911 from either Paul or Maggie. You've got no record of fighting between them. You've got nothing to support this conviction other than the circumstantial evidence of he might have been on the property when they might have died. We don't actually know. They stopped answering their phones, 20 minutes before he left the property. That's actually it. When you really think about it, he was down at the kennels something like 30 minutes before they stopped or before he left the property, and they died somewhere between 20 minutes before he left the property and the minute before he got back. That's what we got. Or he got back and killed him. Guess we technically don't know, but that doesn't seem like that was it. So who knows? Who knows? I didn't see I just don't see it. I don't see guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. I have tons of doubt that I believe is reasonable. 2 guns. You've got a allegedly smaller statured shooter. You've got very compressed timelines. I don't know that he can do it. You've got weird inconsistencies, like taking one phone and not the other. Taking taking one gun, disposing that, and not the other. Or having a gun that no one can fucking identify at all. This extra shotgun that nobody knows about. Anyway. Yeah. It's very strange. Shit. Last of Yahoos says, if you would have read my first super chat, Dick, when was that? Was that the other day? I have them all. I still have them. I wanted to toast to the death of my grandpa. Doubt reasonable. Born 1776, withstood many grievous wounds in recent years. Alas, finally succumbed to injury today. Slanty. I always pronounce that wrong, but I'll take it. Oh, that wasn't actually your grandpa, but yes, doubt reasonable is dead. Cheers to you. Cheers to reasonable doubt. This wonderful concept that we have that doesn't seem to actually apply. Cheers. Save the Kirby says, Hail Rackets. A few months ago, you epically cigarette shamed me. I still have a ways to go, but since then, my thin white cock inhalation is down 25%. Here's a dividend for that rant. Cheers, brother. Hey, thank you. Thank you. Get off those things, man. They're rough. Smoke cigars instead. Nexus says, lore drop. Jewy is the arbiter of lore. He alone held golden keys to the sacred vault of truth known as lore. Side note, is PPP dead? Good. I have no idea about PPP. Aren't they still streaming? So I've, but I'm not a fan of how this trial turned out. I mean, I thought that was going to happen. They just prejudiced him constantly. He's a bad guy. 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 Therefore, murder. It's not how it works. Very, very bad people don't ever murder anyone. So, yeah, I just don't like it. I just don't like it. All right. So this comes from the locals chat. Let's do it. We're supposed to choose which of the 9 are gay and which are straight. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. So we've got some headshots. Look at DUI guys swagger lean. Look at that thing. Ladies, that's coming right out of his mouth. Right out of his fucking mouth. Ladies. We know the absolute gayest one, of course, is right down here. Legal, the power bottom eagle, which is why he's on the bottom right. We know that's true. If you're not aware of who we've got here, we've obviously got the lead attorney, one of the most handsome men on the planet. You should see him in person, y'all. He's chiseled out of granite. It's gross. It's unfair. He should probably go to the gym. Then we got Legal Mindset, our happy Korean brother-in-law. We've got Andrew Branca here looking hard because he got hard a long time ago and never stopped. Peter Tragos minus the flowing, beautiful, mop-making mane that drives the ladies wild. Not present this picture. DUI guy on the free space in the middle. Stephen Gosney, 72 years ago, looking like a ready to pounce. That was mean. Like I don't mean to imply that Stephen Gosney looks old. I don't think Stephen Gosney looks old at all. It's just in this picture he looks like he's a junior in high school. So I love that one. We've got Kurt looking blurry as fuck down here. This is how Kurt looks to himself in the mirror right now after those 17 shots. This is how he looks. Law and Lumber with the botanical background and a little bit of castle going on. Looking a little more round-faced and short-haired in this picture. I think Law and Lumber looks much better currently with the longer hair, and it looks like he shed a few pounds, getting into shape. And then finally, Legal Eagle down here on the right. The internet's least entertaining lawyer. And trust me, he's got some contenders. Now, we do have a huge super chat from Frederick Little. He says, "Hey, Nick, hope all is well. Yep. Just curious, will you be live streaming on St. Patrick's Day? It's on a Friday this year. Remember, we're all Irish on St. Patty's Day. Actually, I'm Friday. Why did I think St. Patrick's Day was always a Monday? Or is it just the 17th? I can't remember. I probably, I don't know why I wouldn't be streaming on St. Patty's Day unless something weird came up. I think I have to. Yeah, no, that is a Friday because on the 18th I have something. I think that's it. Crystal Berger says, "Where's your pick in that?" You know, it occurs to me I never actually went out and got a headshot made. Because why the fuck would I do that? It's just not, that's not me. But now I'm gonna. I'm going to go get a headshot made, and it's going to be cringe as fuck. That's my goal, is to get a headshot made as soon as possible and have it be just cringe. Everybody's going to hate it. It'll be awesome. That's the plan here. Jurassic Clark. I like that. I like that. Hey, Nick, can I get a toast for having officially released my first book, The Banshee, on Amazon? It's a Western about a young woman seeking reluctant revenge. If you're sick of woke BS, check it out. Jurassic Clark, check out The Banshee on Amazon for a Western about a young woman seeking reluctant revenge. Cheers. Cheers to you. I'm supposed to do a toast. Cheers to you. Books are a major accomplishment. They take a ton of work, a ton of dedication, a ton of rework, and a lot of blood, sweat, stress, and the big possibility of abject failure. So, guys, if you're interested in Westerns, if you like reading, go check out The Banshee on Amazon. Maybe make his or her writing dream a little bit closer to a success. Tara Rayner says not only would he need to clean himself, but also the golf cart, his home, and get changed to dispose of the gun and clothes. Drive to his mom's, dump her phone so carefully it never moved in within 12 minutes. The killers are free. I agree. Personally, I don't think he did it. I don't think he did it at all. Okay. Let's do this. You or Lady Ragged's actually Irish? No, we're not. I mean, there may be some Irish in there somewhere. Usually those little fuckers have a way of sneaking into everything, but not specifically. I'm mostly Polish, Dutch, Czech, I think, with a little bit of French, which is this problem. And I think Lady Rackets is mostly Norwegian Dutch, something like that. Chief Slingin' Beef says, "Yo, Holmes, my son's birthday is St. Patty's Day, but we'll be out of town for it, so may not be here to toast. Also, see you in Nashville." Okay. Let's look. I'm consuming lots of liquor. Kurt consumed a lot of liquor, and if you want to consume liquor better and make it healthier for you, you need to check out fieldofgreens.com and use promo code NOSE. That will get you access to any one of the Field of Greens superfood fruit and vegetable additions to your drink. All you do, you take some water. Usually you don't have to take this much, but we're going to make it 16 ounces of water. We're going to add, 14 ounces of water. We're going to add some vodka to it. We're going to add some vodka to it right now. 2 ounces of vodka. There we go. That'll be terrible. All right. And then we're going to add a scoop of Field of Greens. And this is 100% endorsed and supported by Field of Greens. You just get one of these scoops of green shit. I say green shit. It's really good green shit, actually. Get the silica gel out of there, fucker. It's really good green shit, actually. It honestly tastes good. I'm a big fan of it. I try to drink 2 of these a day. But here you go. You add this scoop of powder in there. Look at that. That's good. This is how you do true alcoholism. You just go ahead and drink this superfood with your liquor. Does Field of Greens have electrolytes? Dude, it's what your body craves. Shake, 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 shake it like a Polaroid picture of your woman. There we go. So here we are. Field of Greens with vodka. Let's try this. This could be real bad. Let's get it up close. All right. Not fucking bad. Well, there you go. We'll be polishing that off as we go. I thought that was going to be way worse. Look, I mean, it is still just vodka and water. But as far as, well, and the green flavoring stuff might be better with 8 ounces of water, 2 ounces of vodka. Now that I think about it, because that would concentrate the flavor of the Field of Greens more. But there you go. Look, you can be healthy and be a degenerate all at the same time with fieldofgreens.com. Kick up your degeneracy health game and kick out all sorts of toxins and bullshit from your body. Get your health in gear while you get your ass shaken. Fieldofgreens.com, promo code NOSE. Does my wife like it? Yes. Has she tried it? Yes. Yes to both of those. What flavor was that? That's the regular flavor. It's the one with organic energy, but it doesn't have like a flavor listed. It's just the original. So, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know how to describe it. It's one of my favorite products that I've endorsed, honestly. So, this is proof I dye my... What are you talking about? Oh, egalitarian. I'm going to throw you off a building. And that is an actionable threat, of course. Let's see. Don Schuler, welcome to paralegal status as well. So there we go. That covers the Murdaugh trial. I think, look, let's talk about it for just a second. There's a fucking critical principle in this country, and it's called the presumption of innocence. And it's dead. It's dead. It's dead. It's fucking gone. The reason it's gone is because we have all become complacent subjects of a police state that exists in a way that was not intended by the founders. All right. I was just talking about this today with my class. Our police were not created as an interventionist peacekeeping force. They weren't. Our founders rejected that idea when they said we could not deploy standing armies within the state. That was never the intention. We were not supposed to have military armed enforcement arms of the government. The police existed for a couple reasons: to serve warrants and to investigate, to create probable cause, to serve warrants, and then, of course, to apprehend people upon the service of warrants when necessary. That was it. When the police were created in the United States, they did not exist in a fashion that was interventionist because there was no way to effectively communicate from where a criminal act was occurring to where a police officer was. Now, sure, maybe they're walking by on the street. Maybe they're on their beat, or maybe they're on a horse beat at best and could intervene. But largely speaking, you were on your own and in charge of your own personal safety and security. The police were literally hours away because you had to get the message to them and then get them back to you, and no automobile or aircraft existed when this occurred. They were not what they are today. And as the police have become this force able to respond relatively quickly to an ongoing event, we have relied more and more on the state to protect us. That is one of the most offensive things to the founding of this nation that I can imagine. We have shirked our personal responsibility of personal and individual security and safety. We have let ourselves become lax in our personal safety. We have stopped carrying swords and guns. We have stopped securing our possessions with big fucking scary locks and large animals that will eat people. We have stopped doing these things because we rely on the state to do their job. But if you look at the Supreme Court cases like Castle Rock versus Gonzalez, you learn right away that there is no requirement for those pledged to serve and protect us to either serve or protect us unless service involves a warrant. That's it. They do not have to help you. If they watch you be stabbed to death in front of them and go, fuck you, Nick Rekieta, there's no liability. If you seek out a restraining order that has the words printed on it, by order of the court, this restraining order and protective order shall be enforced by law enforcement to the maximum extent possible, and they simply refuse to do anything, those words meant nothing. And when you sue because they actually had a duty to help you, the Supreme Court has said, no, they didn't. He said, but I relied on that. They created a duty. They said they would protect me. I acted in reliance on it. Like anywhere else in the world, if you do this, you're in a contract that is enforceable, except the police, except the one we're all supposed to trust, that were propagandized, force-fisted as children over and over and over, that these people will help you, that they will stop the bad guy, that they will bring you to safety, and there is no goddamn requirement to do so. There's more of a requirement for a citizen who signs the same contract to act on behalf of someone else than there is for a police department who is more equipped to do so. Think about that. If you enter into a security agreement with someone that says you will act in certain circumstances and shirk your personal safety on behalf of them in exchange for money, taxes, for example, you assume that responsibility and become liable for it. If the police do the same thing, they don't. The state will never hold itself accountable. The reason that we had the presumption of innocence was fear of the state forever. Always fear the state. Trust your neighbor, not your state. And now they have been so goddamn effective at driving wedges between our neighbors, wedges into our communities, wedges into our own families, friendships, marriages, that we trust the state actor more than the people we surround ourselves with, that we allow the state actors into our communities as residents, as watchers. The entire time we have this presumption of innocence. No one believes it anymore because we're so thoroughly fucking brainwashed that the state's there to save you. They'll come to your aid. They're the right thing. Tell them your problems. They're going to inspect your buildings and make sure they're okay. They're going to make sure that new shed you want to put on your property doesn't impact the water flow downhill. That'd be a travesty, wouldn't it? Oh, well, I'm sorry you want to cut down that long grass, but that could cause extra topsoil erosion in an area. We can get it. Oh, I know you got a swamp you want to fill, but did you know the government's looking at that swamp? And I mean, I know it's a swamp and it's completely useless, and you could just bring in some dirt and actually make it a usable piece of property. Nope, sorry. There's a government who says no. They're in every aspect of our lives, but we're supposed to have the presumption of innocence. We never should trust these people, and yet everybody does. And so once someone is arrested, once someone is indicted, everybody goes, what did they do? Why are they being arrested? What did they do to deserve this? I'm going to challenge you individually to change your mindset on that, your legal mindset. From what did they do to what are they accused of by tyranny? Tyranny is sometimes correct, right? It can throw a dart and hit a target from time to time. Tyranny is very effective. It's efficient. And I see the right begging for tyranny over the past, I don't know, decade. The right is just, oh, give me some of that big government populist tyranny. Oh, yeah. Just shower me with that fucking tyranny, Big Daddy G. I see it on the right. The left has been there for a long time, and the right is falling right into it. Please let the police do more to us. Please. Oh, yeah. Let the police. Look, it's fine when the police kill citizens. The citizen had it coming. The police were never supposed to be there. The system wasn't supposed to work this way. When the Constitution was written, resisting an unlawful arrest from a police officer with lethal force was legal everywhere. Now it's almost kind of legal in one state. Resisting the government was not only our right, but it was our God-given fucking duty. And now we invite them into our homes. We invite the government into your lives, into your banks, into your phones. And the price we pay, getting rid of all of the protections that are written fucking down. No, it's not Texas, actually. I think it's New Jersey or something weird. We invite the government into all of it constantly. And it all goes back to a couple things: public trials, your right to freedom from self-incrimination, your right to remain silent, your right to an attorney, your Fourth Amendment protections on search and seizure, and your presumption of innocence, and your right to a jury trial. And yet, our juries are now made up of people who suck the dick of the state. That's who owns your jury. Those are your 12 now, ladies and gentlemen. And if you were to pull out a gun and defend yourself in some of these states, you'd be the one. You'd be the one under the scrutiny of the 12. The 12 who believe the government. The 12 who believe that guns are bad because the government told them so. The 12 who believe that you don't need that right of personal protection because the police can do it for you. When SLED showed up to the Murdaugh farm, what did they do right? Even if you agree with the conviction, what did SLED do right in this investigation? Which SLED expert did you watch and go, you know what? Yeah, that guy nailed it. Which one? By every account I saw of the state's own witnesses, SLED fucked the investigation. They botched it. They did not do justice for Paul and Maggie. If Alec is actually the killer and they got him, it was by luck and prejudice, not by a case, not by an investigative body, not by a state acting properly. They lied to the grand jury. It's amazing. And I'll submit to you this: even if Alec Murdaugh is the killer, what happened in this trial was not justice. It was specifically injustice, because he was not convicted beyond a reasonable doubt on those murders. He was convicted beyond a reasonable doubt on his character. And that's a hard fucking pill to swallow. If you're going to a documentary or some outside source to find out that Alec Murdaugh is guilty, like, oh, this reinforces the guilt that I believe he is. That's injustice. If they can't put it before the state, it doesn't belong in the trial, and it shouldn't belong in your analysis. Is that the reason I stopped covering it? No, I was in Las Vegas for my live show, which I advertised on every single stream. I was just gone. I was gone. So anyway, look, there's my rant. The state and law enforcement have always been, at best, the begrudging enemy of the people. And at worst, the enforcement arm of tyranny. They're always the enemy of the citizen. The citizen is presumed innocent. When the state accuses them of a crime, the state is in the wrong until the state proves itself right. Do you think that way anymore? I do. And it's a hard thing to maintain for a lot of people. But the state is your enemy. It always has been. From the get-go, we suffered the presence of the state. We begrudgingly granted them some rights. We let them borrow some rights from us for the sole purpose of making a little bit of security and enforcement more fair for us. It was for us. This is a thing people don't realize also that I kind of left out of that whole rant, which I think was okay. We gave them our rights of enforcement to protect us from the mob. Because their rights are derived from our rights and our powers. We have the right of enforcement. We have the right to defense. We have the right to personal security. But we said, okay, we're going to give the state the power to do this because we have the right to do it. We're going to give the state a little bit of power to do this because what we want is we don't want our neighbor murdering us and just claim, well, it was justice. We want a little bit more of a system. We want some rules. We want the state to kind of oversee this a little bit. But the state wields it as a fucking hammer and holds you on the anvil waiting. Waiting for it to drop. And my man, Rob from Law and Lumber, had an excellent tweet on this today. Let me pull this up. Look at this fucking guy. This is not Law and Lumber. This is a different thing. Look at this fucking guy. Look at my lawyer, Mark Randazza, with the correct fucking take. The correct punishment for carjacking is being shot in the face by your victim. There should be immunity from prosecution for any citizen who kills a carjacker or a home intruder or a mugger. Holy fucking based. Nails it. Nails it. Look at this. Responding to this guy, carjacking is obviously very bad, but you should not be going to prison for more than 20 years, which is a shit ton of time if you aren't murdering or violently assaulting someone. It's a carjacking. Blam! Get the fuck out. This is mine. It's mine. And just for a moment, let me pull up Law and Lumber here. Because he just had a fucking great tweet today. Here. Just, again, shit to ponder. Law and Lumber. This might ruffle feathers and has nothing to do with the specifics of the Murdaugh trial, but it's important. Everyone, yes, every single person is one unlucky circumstance, one poorly worded comment away from being on the wrong end of the machine of a criminal prosecution. You're one bad day. You're one shitty work encounter. You're one motherfucker who snaps at you. You're one guy who tries to take your wallet or purse. One guy who slaps your friend. One guy who knocks a beer out of your hand at the bar. One guy who kicks your cell phone out of your hand, knocks it to the ground, and shatters. One bad fucking day. Having represented so many that find themselves in the receiving end of the judicial process, I think it's critical that civil disagreement needs to find its way back into public discourse. Thank all of you who work so hard to make that a priority. Okay, don't read that. That one's not important. This one's important. Goes right along with my rant. The Murdaugh trial is a miscarriage of justice, even if they got the right guy. Even if they got the right guy, they did it the wrong way. The problem is when they do it the wrong way to you, you're not the right guy. You're the wrong guy. And they still won't fucking care. I told this to my class today. So the reason the Fifth and Sixth Amendments are important are because they protect you. They protect your first four. Your first four are your rights. The next two, your freedom from self-incrimination, your right to due process, and your right to an attorney are how you protect those first four rights. How you protect your speech, your right to own guns, all of that stuff. But here's the deal. When you understand that the police's job is not to serve and protect, not some lofty faggoty bullshit that they propagate, that's propaganda. But their job is to find evidence of a criminal act, period. And they can take your statements. They can misunderstand a thing, the presence of a substance, your ownership of whatever. They can misunderstand the law all day. They can misunderstand what you say intentionally for the purposes of finding evidence that leads them to probable cause of a criminal act. That's their job. And that's why you have to understand that it is critically fucking important to never talk to them, to always assert your right, to never consent to a search, and to always demand an attorney. Always, always, always. I used to be more moderate in my position on consent searches, field sobriety tests. No. Never. Never consent. What good is it to consent? They're going to do it, right? They're going to. Now, if field sobriety tests, check within your state, because some states have weird rules on field sobriety tests. That's different than the intoxilizer. And it's different state by state. Don't incriminate yourself by going, I'm not going to do the field sobriety test or whatever. Like, and believe me, I think that's unconstitutional, but some states have upheld it. But if you're in a state that allows you to reject a field sobriety test on the condition that, well, you're going to have to go get arrested and go blow or do a blood draw or whatever, I would do that any day over a field sobriety test, because your blood alcohol content can be below the legal limit. But if you fail your field sobriety test, and that's a perception thing on behalf of the officer, it's not objective, it's subjective, then you can still be prosecuted. In Minnesota, you can be prosecuted without ever going to the intoxilizer. If they believe they have sufficient evidence, like maybe you're sick and you have vertigo and you stumble and fall. Sorry, buddy. You look kind of drunk to me. Oh, observed him stumbling, walking erratically, and falling in the middle of the night while driving. I'm sick. I had to go to a Walgreens. Oh, that's too fucking bad, isn't it? Can't prove that sickness. But he can prove, because he wrote it down on a notepad, that you fell over 3 times walking 20 feet. Their job is not to get the guy. Their job is not to solve the crime. Their job is to find evidence of a criminal act. That's it. This is the type of stuff you learn in the Ricada Law Homeschool Constitution class. Raising based children, one homeschool class at a time. All this to say, again, they may have gotten the right guy. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know if Murdaugh killed them. Maybe he did. But the state did not present a case that fixed or that answered that question. All right. Calvin Deaton says, so what is the solution for the horrible situation we are in with our own government and neighbors? I'm conflicted between 1776 stuff and just going to the woods, hoping I die before it gets too bad. We hope the pendulum swings the other way and that we start making our way back to freedom again. But I don't know if it ever will. Mark Freeman just made a ranch water with lemon lime, Field of Greens, mixed 1 shot tequila with it, then added lime juice and Topo Chico. It's pretty dang good. Just joshing with you about military special, but what in God's name is Malort? Oh, Jepson's Malort is one of the worst, most foul substances on the planet. I would rather drink gasoline mixed with piss. It's so disgusting. God, it's nasty. Ugh. I know one person who will willingly drink it. That's my man Peacock, and he's got problems. All right. We're going to hit the rest of the YouTube chats, and then we're going to get on over to Rumble. Paul sent a cheers. Thank you. Corn Pop sent some popcorn. Fluffer Boy says late in Tinsley. Trenton Quinn, just realized I've been horribly mispronouncing your name. Lol. Hello from very windswept Dallas. Dude, everybody mispronounces my name. It can't possibly offend me. Chief Slinging Beef says, wish I would have saved my chat now. What's your advice on a police stop that's unjustified? Pulled over recently doing absolutely nothing wrong. Let me go, but it's pissing me off. Be quiet. They stop you. Hello? Do you know why I pulled you over? Not saying anything. Not going to answer your questions. All right. Identify yourself. Here's my license, registration, or whatever. Where are you going? Not answering any questions. What are you doing? Not answering any questions. Can I look in your car? No, you cannot. Do you know what the speed limit is? No, I do not. Do you know how fast you're going? Nope. Not answering your questions. Period. Give me a ticket or don't. That's it. Do not. They cannot use your silence against you if you assert it. You have to assert your silence, though. I will not answer your questions. A Fifth Amendment right not to answer. Whoa. You know, why are you doing that? I'm just here to ask questions. I have a Fifth Amendment right not to answer my questions. I've identified myself. There you go. That's it. They can't continue to ask you questions. And if he continues to ask you questions, if he subsequently charges you with something, you can potentially get that thrown out because he kept asking questions after your Fifth Amendment was asserted. They can't do it. They could maybe arrest you, like if you have to comply with lawful orders. But if they say step out of the car, you say, excuse me, with respect, why? If they say step out of the fucking car, you should maybe step out of the car. But again, comply respectfully with orders, but assert your rights. Don't consent to searches. Assert your right to silence. If they go any further, if they keep going, demand an attorney. Don't say I was only speeding a little bit. I was only going 5 over. Why'd you pull me over? Don't say any of that shit. I wasn't swerving in the lane, officer. Don't say anything. You do not have to do that. No, welcome to Paralegal Status. Same with Charlene Welch. Hioka says, Nick isn't drunk yet. Wait for it. Last of Yahoos, can I get a toast to the death of my grandfather? Doubt reasonable. Was born in 1776. Lived a great life. Weathered many tribulations in recent years. Finally fell to grave injury to the ways of old. TJ Ventura says, some good news. Kim Potter is out in 1 month. Richard Winter, good evening from one bearded Minnesota man to another. Hope things go better for your future. Let's have a shot together. Oh, things are going great for my present, man. I'm not doing shots until I finish this Field of Greens and vodka. But thank you for that. Chris B. Montegraph's attorney right now is Ted from Ted's from Scrubs voice. Oh, come on. A good lawyer couldn't win this case. Helena with the sticker says, how's it going? Very good. It was so cool to meet you in Vegas, by the way. Harvey Weinstein says, is hot diarrhea talk here considered free speech? Yeah, I guess. Mark Freeman says, Ricada Law News Network, RLNN. Oh, yeah, no, I got it. Sorry. Poopy Doopy says, can I buy Ricada LLC? I'm so drunk, I can handle it. There isn't a Ricada LLC. It's Ricada Law LLC. And I'm allegedly, now this is interesting because I have a registered agent who's supposed to be paying my fees because I pay them. So I'll have to figure out what the hell went wrong there. Jenny LJ says, hi, or it's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. At tea time, everybody agrees. I'll stare directly at the sun, but never in the mirror. It must be exhausting, always rooting for the anti-hero. Dude, that's my fucking song some days. Not even joking. Holy shit. Valhalla awaits. I have a bottle of Malort upstairs. Don't send me any more. Don't send me any more ever, please. Anonymous, read that one. Chris H., I still don't understand why Monty is suing me. Because Monty wants to cost me money, period. That's it. He doesn't have a valid case, but he knows he can cause me trouble with it. Laser Wombat, watching trials with you, we saw the prosecutors lie in Rittenhouse, the AG lie about recklessness in Potter, and now the assistant AG lie a ton in closing along with sled lies to the grand jury. How is this so common? It's always been so common. I'm going to tell some people something that they may not be happy to understand. They may not be happy to hear. All right. You know how the Black community has been complaining about the government treating it unfairly in court? They're only wrong about one thing. They're not treated unfairly. They get fucked the same as everybody else. Which might make some people uncomfortable to know. But when you see it in these public trials, it's not because they're being uniquely assholish to the public trial. They're doing what they do every single day. Every day. They're just not doing it exclusively to the Black community. That's where they're wrong. They do it to white people. They do it to Mexicans. They do it to Asians. They even do it to disgusting Italians. They do it to everybody. Lying is part of a district attorney's job and a cop's job. The question is not why the state lied to fuck you over. The question is usually why the state didn't. What up, Based? I've represented people criminally of all colors, and they were all equally likely to get butt fucked by the state on some bullshit. And sometimes we got to call it out, and other times we didn't. Chris says, it was great meeting you all on Sunday. Oh, hey, what's up, man? My wife, Penny, the hot blonde, and I had a blast. I DM'd you on Locals. Awesome, brother. Dude, your wife is a gem, and I had so much fun talking to you. She alleged some very serious allegations about our conversation, by the way, which I need to discuss with you privately. I firmly believe that all of them happened. No, dude, it was awesome. It was awesome meeting you. You and your wife seem like a lot of fun, very cool people, and I can't wait till the next time we get to hang out. If you missed Vegas, you missed a shit ton of fun with me and Camelot. And you better come to one of the next ones. You better come to Nashville is going to be the next one that's exclusively like my event. Camelot, if he wants to come, of course, because that's my boy. Camelot is my new gay travel buddy. Like we're going to hang out and do these events as much as I can convince him to do them because they're so fucking fun. So I'm going to try and get him to Nashville. But other than that, if you can't see me at Nashville, April 22nd in Philadelphia, go to dick.live.show to buy a ticket for that one. Anime Matsuri in August down in Houston, Texas. There's an Eventbrite page to buy tickets for Anime Matsuri. You can see me there. I think Camelot will be at that one too. And then in September, I'll be making very soon. I'm going to start the ball rolling on the Nashville September either 15th or 16th live event. Come hang out. There's shitload of fun. You'll meet a bunch of people. You'll have more liquor than is reasonable. You'll get in trouble you didn't know existed. And the entire time of a smile on your face and maybe a hand on your balls. I don't know. If you're hanging around me, yes. Make it down to Florida. I just don't know when I'm going to be in Florida, but it's on the fucking list. At least once, if not twice, if not 3 times this year. Will there be cocaine or not? That's up to you and your friends or maybe strangers. But I don't bring it. I'm not bringing you coke. Someone else brings you coke. That's not my thing, brother. But, all right, here we go. Contrarian 420 says, second Owen Benjamin interview. Guy is hilarious. Oh, they second the Owen Benjamin interview. Who do we got here? Sherry Lawless. My son is facing a trial for bogus charges. No real evidence. I encouraged him to take it to trial, but now I don't have much hope, but only more fear for him now. You should always have fear when the state's involved. I'm sorry to say that. You should. The state is not your friend. They're not here to help you. Am I making it to Rhode Island? I don't know if I'm making it to the Northeast this year, but I want to get up there. And Nani Mouse and Ninny Mouse says Lamau Nick's French potato farmer impression was hilarious. Kara Froze says so disappointed in the juror's decision. Mostly gluten. Did you ever partake in 40 Warhammer paint stream as of last? And when is next? It's been a while because of this Murdaugh trial. I haven't done it. Now I don't have a Murdaugh trial. I'll reach out to Sargon and Heel versus Babyface, and we'll do another 40K painting stream. I don't remember whose channel it's on next. I think it's Heel versus Babyface. But I will announce it as soon as we get it planned. Now that Murdaugh's over, I don't have to worry about that anymore. We're going to get that. Renegade Shuriken says, could I get a toast for my grandma Pearl, who passed away early yesterday morning? She was a stubborn woman who loved her family and made many memories. Cheers. Cheers to Pearl. Stubborn woman. What a great description of a grandmother, right? Because you know what that means. No, I've done it this way my whole life, and I'm still old, and you're still stupid. God, you gotta love them. You have to love grandmothers who are stubborn. Grandmothers who are malleable don't make it to ripe old ages. Grandmothers who are stubborn refuse to die. And I bet that Pearl had the same attitude that my very Catholic grandmother had. I talked to her once, and she said, you know, Nick, my entire body hurts. She had metal, like she had one vertebrae that wasn't fused. She had metal all over. She'd been through every ailment I've ever heard of, and a lot of shit I didn't. And she said, wake up every day and I hurt. But you know what keeps me going? Because I know that every day I wake up, the devil says, God damn it, Peaches is still alive. And I bet Pearl was the exact same way. She sounds like it. Cheers to her. Cheers to her for raising a family and being stubborn in her generation, the next, and the next. May we all be so fucking lucky. All right. Master Lions, read that one. SP Elite says, Nigger. Okay. Tara Rayner, yeah, I doubt they did. Sled lied for probable cause. Agent Cobalt, this whole 6-week trial is just that scene in The Fugitive where Harrison Ford says he didn't kill his wife. Richard Winters says, everybody drink Wild Win. Next, right-wing extremists. The jury was back so quickly. Did they even consider to debate anything? Probably not. Dinner, forms, and done. Decided before state rested, maybe before opening. Very possible. Shane M says, Gosney had an individual photo taken for the church directory. Lol. Don Schuler, welcome to paralegal status. Legato Starwind says, is it true that China has set up police stations here in the U.S. or is it false? I have no idea. I mean, that's likely an incomplete story, whatever that is. Sherry, Nashville is a September 15th or 16th, one of those 2 days. It's either Friday or Saturday. What do we got next? Jason of TGA says, I seem to remember reading some stuff from like 250 years ago about government being the problem and us being the solution. Can't place it now. Isn't it weird? I've never even heard of that. You sound like you should be talked to by police. Misty 86444 says, Nick, could I get a toast for my special needs daughter, Megan? She had to put her very old cat Mittens down today. The cat was her best friend. One of my favorite cats was named Mittens. Misty, a toast to your daughter, Megan. I don't know the nature of your daughter's special needs, of course. But what I do know is that people with whatever special need have a different perspective on life than many of us. And one of the things they find comfort in is companionship, and they find joy in that companionship in a way that many of us will never experience. It's inspiring to see, but it's also heartbreaking to lose. So cheers to her as she deals with the loss of her friend Mittens, and may all cats named Mittens be remembered fondly and wonderfully. All right. Let's finish this vodka drink. The concentration of vodka at the end is a little strong. Woo! Damn. Last of Yahoos says, I've got to go to Florida in April. Father's health, blah, blah, blah. Do you have any type of long form content coming? And right now seems bleak. World War III and state fuckery. But have you thought of boobs? I have thought of boobs within the past 3 minutes. Okay, next. Army of the Lake. What do you think Alex's chances of successful appeal are? Less than 1%. Also, I have 20 days left of nursing school. Wish me luck to finish with your sanity intact. Go get it, Amy of the Lake. I said Army of the Lake. Amy of the Lake. Go get it. Be a nurse. Do a good job. Please don't do TikTok videos in the time of COVID. But please, look, you're entering a life service. You know that, and it's admirable. Bear Ashby says, can he appeal? Of course he can, but never rely. Never rely on an appeal or put faith in it. Stephanie Tam just got in to catch your perfect transition. Arata Michaels says, hey, Ricada, just saw the press conference video. What did you think of that? Pretty awful, huh? All they did was congratulate themselves. I didn't watch the press conference video. Dr. Squirrelboy 12 says, please clip this little history on police in the U.S. rant so I can just link to it. I have had to explain it myself like 5 times in the last month. Julie Dew, thank you. Joe Biden's furniture mover Esquire says, preach, brother, such a base take. Winton Dupree says, the jury was tainted from day one, except the egg lady who was suspiciously removed this morning. Mullet Kid, hence why citizens are allowed to make legal arrests. Yeah, we always had the power of arrest. Green Top Machine Tool LLC, I'm going to be real with you. I'm here for the rants. Juki, oh my God, Nick, please don't turn into one of those frauditors. Love ya. What the fuck's a frauditor? Oh, those First Amendment auditors. Look, I'm not a sovereign citizen or like one of those people who goes out to challenge anything. I want to be left alone by government. I don't want to go engage and be like, are you protecting my friend? Like, I don't want to do any of that stuff. That's not me. Carnivore says, be honest, Nick, people who have skills go earn money. People who have their heart on their sleeve go defense. Lazy people who have no skills but want to go politics become the prosecution. Lamar, 76 metal. Hey, Nick, can you fat shame me like you did Farron? I've tried to see this so many times, but it's making me edit for some reason. Oh, send this so many times. Look, Lamar, 76 metal. You want me to fat shame you like I did Farron? What, like you want me to do the whole like Snickers bar on a string hanging from a stick in front of you? The problem is that your waist is so fucking wide, I can't tie the stick around you because I can't find a rope big enough. If I had a rope big enough, I would suggest you just tie it around a tree, but I know the tree would fall over the second you fell out of the limb, you gargantuan ham beast. So the only solution you have is to roll around on your fat until that adipose tissue, that ablative layer of just fucking eaten up Hershey Kisses, wears off of you from friction because you probably can't find your nubby little legs. And if you did, they probably don't reach the ground at the same time because your fupa gets in the way. So I'm going to need you to find someone with a belt sander and start working just so you can stand up. And once you stand, please never sit down again. So no chair, couch, bed, cement ledge, or the fucking earth's crust itself is ever subjected to your morbidly obese specific gravity. You monster. Eat less. Walk more. It's not even hard. Next. Shannon 7 says college athlete in Iowa City got arrested, blew zero, and the officer then changed to influence of weed. Kid has to test weekly for the team / be clean. Heard of it? I haven't heard of the case, but I'm sure that's happened actually about 1 million times. Honestly. Aussie Overlord says, knew a perpetual drunk that had business cards he handed out. Hi, my name is blank of address. I want my lawyer. His number is. Thought of making those as magnets for car doors, honestly, for the DUI checkpoint stops. I think that's a great business plan. I should maybe do it sometime. Lady Melora says, this is the 10th time I've tried to quit smoking. Any advice? I don't know. Stop buying cigarettes. Like, just quit. I know that cheapens it. There's not like a trick. The 10th time, try it. And then if you fail, make it the 11th time as soon as fucking possible. Get an accountability partner. Tell them when you smoke. And then when you smoke, they should say, that was fucking stupid. If that's what you want. I'm not telling you need to quit. Just saying, like, if you want if you want to quit smoking, find a way to feel fucking bad every time you do, like so bad that you hate yourself. Oh, here you go. Every time you smoke a cigarette, pay me $100 and I'll call you retarded. How about that? And I hope to never see a penny. Bad Dragonite YouTuber Friendly Jordies had his house firebombed the other day for calling out Australian political corruption, and people ask why the second is important. Casey says, how is Gosney's forward going? We have a plan for it, but he knew I was in Vegas, man. That made it difficult. Colton 171993 says, can I get a rose for being in fantastic shape? Lol. Oh, you're in fantastic shape. Why? Because you don't have anything else going in your life. So instead you just go to the gym. Why don't you try getting a job, you fit, beautiful bigot piece of trash? I don't know. Maybe you can invest your time in a partner, probably a gay man if you're so fucking in shape and you're super fucking fantastic. I don't know. Why don't you crawl into a warm booty hole? And while you're at it, give a reach around with your massive arm. Just try not to jerk his dick off, you fucking Hercules. Can you try that? Would you try? Just please stop ripping the dicks off of your gay partners, you weirdo. There. How about that? I hope that's what you wanted. Dawnbreaker says the founding fathers would be stacking bodies right now, and those criminals thought my stuff was more important than their lives. Yep. Edmund Dante says, could you do a post-trial discussion with Emily Baker or another prosecution cheerleader to articulate the holes in the case and its repercussions? Would love to. Would love to. Carazola says, I knew he was going to get found guilty. They don't press their thumb on the scale this hard if they didn't want to ensure a guilty verdict. Bad Dragon Knight, no idea back in the day when I hit up Camelot's people telling them you wanted him on the show, it would lead to such a blossoming gay relationship. A cry emoji. Ty says, I love how YouTube is now nothing but a wall of money preventing you from getting to the Rumble stream. Just transition already, you Baldo warrior, you. Starving 030, would the Bruin decision possibly carry any weight in challenge against constitutionality of police? No, not against the constitutionality of police as far as I can tell. It's really limited in scope to the bearing of arms. Richard Winter says, smoke weed every day. And that covers it. We're now going to move over to Rumble. So I will see you over there. The link to Rumble is in the description. We'll carry on the show and we will get to Montegraph's response to my motion to dismiss, or motion for summary judgment sort of, against his lawsuit. Let's check it out. Hope you guys on YouTube have a good day. And I hope you make your transition over to Rumble, which is much better than a gender transition. And Michael Gonzalez says Nick is huffing copium. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Michael, because I said that I thought Alex Murdaugh would be found guilty. I just don't think the state ever made the case. But, man, I've seen people found guilty who didn't do it over and over and over again. It's a system that finds people guilty and lets them beg to find themselves innocent later. It's the opposite of what was ever created. And if you think that's huffing copium, well, I hope the leather tastes good, my friend. And when the baton stretches out that sphincter on the backside and you get tased on your testicles and a judge says that was just fine because you were definitely just resisting arrest while you were in the passenger side of the guy who failed to use a turn signal, I hope you keep that same take, and we'll see how much how much copium you huff from your weird jail cell. Cheers to you, brother. Cheers to everybody watching. Mullet Kid says, to the smoker wants to quit, buy a rolling machine, clean tobacco and tubes, enough to last the next year. It's either easier and healthier than store-bought or enough of a pain to quit. And Sherry Lawless upgraded her membership. Cheers to you all. See you over on Rumble. Check it in the description. Don Schuler says Rumble died. What? It is not. Rumble's right there. It's 11,000 people watching on Rumble. See you guys over there. Peace. Peace.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen,